Hello and welcome everyone to the Tech Sharmit Podcast. Today I am here with another special guest, Mr. Amjor Chandran. Amjor is a co-founder of Delhi Vegans of for Animal Liberation, DVAL Group. DVAL Group is a dedicated to raising awareness about the benefits of veganism and promoting animal liberation. Today, we will delve into the inspiring story behind the founding of DVAL Group and also explore the key campaigns and initiative they are currently working on. During this podcast, we will try to gain some valuable insight from Amjor's personal life and experiences. But before we start the discussion, I would like to thank Amjor for joining us today. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us something about yourself.
Thank you so much. I'm Amjor Chandran, one of the co-founders of DVAL, and I'm one of the organizers of Vegan India movement. So we basically promote this idea that animals are not ours to be used or exploited. So society has conditioned us to believe that they belong to us and we can do what we want with them. That's why we breed billions of animals in existence. We treat them like worthless objects and we exploit them for food, clothing, amusement, and so many other purposes. So we are raising awareness that this is wrong. This is speciesism, a form of discrimination. And through Vegan India movement, we organize different campaigns across the country against speciesism. So in Delhi, we have this group, Delhi Vegans for Animal Liberation, which we found in 2018, December.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So thank you for this introduction. And now we would like to hear a bit more about your journey. So can you please tell us about the founding story of Delhi Vegans for Animal Liberation or DVAL group and your core mission of this particular group?
Yeah, we were just five members when we found this group. Initially, it was known as Living Free Delhi. Then it was changed to Delhi Vegans for Animal Liberation. So the motto was very simple that animals shouldn't be used or exploited. So most of us are not even aware about the concept of speciesism. And most of us are not even told that what we are doing is wrong. We don't even understand why we are doing what we're doing. Because the society that we are born into, our family members, or society conditions us to believe that they are ours to be used or exploited. We see like chickens as food, egg as food, milk as something which belongs to us, but actually belongs to the baby. So the endeavor is always to raise awareness about speciesism. So we've been doing multiple campaigns from 2018. We protest at Jantar Mantar against speciesism. We do events like Nukkad Natak, where we do street plays. We have been to colleges, schools, doing lectures. So we do everything we possibly can in our individual capacity to raise awareness and to make everyone understand that animals are not ours to be used or exploited. We shouldn't be using and exploiting them. And we also did a march in 2019 from uh, Mandi House to Jantar Mandir, and the mission was always the same. And last year we had done protest before the elections. We were demanding personhood status for animals. So we did a protest. We had three demands. That the message to public was stop exploiting animals and go vegan. And from the government to ban all industries that exploit animals and also to give personhood status for animals. So in future also we'll be doing different events. We do outreaches every weekend. Yeah.
Okay. So like it's a truly very inspired thing that initially you were only the five person who took this initiative to spread the awareness about this animal liberation thing. And now you have like your team is grown up now. How many members are actively working with this particular group now?
We have a group of around 60, 70 people, and we have like a DVL page, Instagram page. We have around like 2,600 followers. So once in a while, we come up with different events, and we are supposed to do a march after the election, and most probably we'll be doing some protests at Jantar Mantar or at Palika Bazaar, things like that.
Okay, okay. So here, Amjur, I would like to ask you one question. For those who may not be familiar, so can you please explain what veganism is and how it different from vegetarianism? Like you can just explain in a layman terms what is this and how people can understand the actual meaning of this particular term.
Yeah. First of all, sir, veganism is not a diet. So vegetarianism and keto diet, there's so many different diets, plant-based diet. Veganism is not a diet. So veganism is a social justice movement for animals. So it basically means not using or exploiting animals in any form. As a human being, as any sentient being, it's impossible to live 100% cruelty-free life. It's not possible. But that doesn't mean we exploit animals when we don't have to. So, like I said before, society conditions us to believe that animals are ours to be used or exploited. So, this is a movement against this speciesism. So, nutritionally, we are not dependent on animals to fulfill our nutritional requirements. We have zero nutritional requirements from animals. Still, we breed animals into existence and exploit them for meat, dairy, eggs. And we're exploiting them not only for food, but also for clothing, joy rides, for animal testing, and different purposes. So, this is a movement against this oppression called speciesism. Most of us don't like pain or suffering. We don't want to suffer. We don't want our friends and family to suffer. But we inflict so much of pain on animals. We are not even talking about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so this is really a very major issue nowadays. Like we saw that sometime animal cruelty is there for some testing purpose, or just for the sometime like people don't have that reason also. They intentionally hit the animal and perform such kind of things, which is not good for the society. So it's a really good initiative from your team that you are taking initiative such initiatives, and you are taking spreading awareness regarding this. So that's a really appreciable thing. And here I would like to ask a bit more about your movements, your campaigns. So what are the key campaigns and initiative that DVAL is currently working on?
We mainly focus on doing protests with a simple ask that give personhood status for animals from the government. And the demand to the public is asked from the public is not use or exploit animals. So most of us, I won't say most of us, so many of us will not be willing to harm animals themselves. So we've been conditioned to believe that this is okay. So the sole purpose of this group is to liberate animals. That's the only purpose. So we want to recruit as many people as we possibly can and keep fighting for the right for animals. So we'll do more protests. And the last protest in Chandran Mandir, we had 50 people. So hopefully we can gather more people and we can have like thousands of people protesting. That's how we get rights. We have rights of human beings, but at one point of time, casteism was prevalent. Women were not allowed to vote. So many injustices always was prevalent in society. The only reason these things change is because so many people fought against it. That's what we are trying to do with animal rights as well. People should be aware what they're contributing to, and those people who have moral values, who hate injustice, they will join us, and eventually we're gonna have a movement, and we should have rights for animals.
Okay. Okay. So you and your team is mainly spreading this awareness, and you are campaigning for this particular movement only in Delhi for now, or is there any other places where you are conducting such type of campaigns?
As far as DVAL is concerned, we are doing it only in Delhi. Like I said, I'm one of the organizers of Vegan India movement. So
Mm-hmm.
as part of Vegan India movement, we are doing campaigns all across the country. So before the elections, we had this campaign. We had this protest demanding personal status for animals. We did it in Coimbatore, we did it in Trivandrum, in Mysore, in Mumbai, Pune, Chandigarh, and different places. And
Okay.
next Saturday, there will be a protest happening against the dairy industry. That is on June 1 Saturday, that is World Milk Day. So we'll be protesting at Juhu Beach, Mumbai, to raise awareness that the color of the milk is red, basically, that milk involves exploitation. The first process itself, artificially inseminating a cow or a buffalo, itself is cruel. So why we shouldn't be consuming milk? There are so many myths about milk being vegetarian, it being pure. So we plan to bust out myths. So June 1 is the next protest, which will happen in Mumbai, Juhu.
Okay, okay. So mainly like DVAL group, as its name suggests, like it is only for the Delhi people, but there are other
Yeah.
groups also which are in sync, which are in sync with your group, and they are working for the same motive, right?
Yeah, basically collaborate with vegan India movement and do events.
Okay, okay. So, okay. And my question is like, what advice would you like to give those individuals? Let's say if someone is there who are interested to adopt a vegan lifestyle or getting involved in animal right activism. So, what advice would you like to give those person?
See, I'll give a perspective. So there is no name to identify oneself as of for someone who don't abuse human beings. We are not supposed to bully or murder or molest or do anything that causes suffering to a fellow human being. Someone who don't do these things don't identify themselves as with any name, right?
Mhm.
There is this movement called feminism, which is about social, political, cultural equality of all genders. So it wouldn't really matter if someone don't count themselves a feminist or not. We are not supposed to discriminate. We're not supposed to be a sexist, right? The thing with animals is they are objectified to that extent that they are not even considered victims. So this is about understanding their sentience and making a resolve not to use and exploit. So the one advice which I will give, one suggestion is please think from the victim's perspective. When we think about our convenience, you might think like, oh, I need to drink tea every morning. What can I do? There are plant-based alternatives. So it could be slightly inconvenient if you think about yourself. But once you think about a victim, once you think from the victim's perspective, it's going to be very easy because you're inflicting so much of suffering on sentient beings who have done no crime. We know most of the sexual assault that happen in our country, they don't even get reported. Most of them, right?
Mm.
These animals have done no crime whatsoever. We are breeding them into existence, treating them like worthless objects. We put them in cages, we enslave them. In dairy farms, we artificially inseminate them. We put medicines, test medicines on the eyes of rabbit. For cosmetics, they are tested. We do so much of abuse. These animals have done no crime. They can't harm us in any way. The least that we can do is to return the favor. So if you think from the victim's perspective, it's going to be really, really easy for you to stop exploiting animals.
Right. I completely agree. Like we should empathize with the animals. We should feel the pain that they are suffering from. Just for testing purpose, you can't hurt anything, right? They are also feeling the same pain. So yeah, this is some of the good advice that you have shared. So please empathize. We can empathize with animals, and then we can think like how they are feeling, and then accordingly we can change our lifestyle so that we are not in those group who are hurting or misusing the animals. Okay, so like this is a great movement, and you are like you have good experience on nowadays, like you are also, as you mentioned, that you are going to conduct other movement also in Zuhu, Mumbai, right? So this is the success part of this group, like they are conducting these things, but I would like to hear more about the challenges, because for sure you have also faced some challenges, whether it is related to transitioning from a vegan diet to a vegan diet, right? And also you might face some community challenges, right? So how did you overcome them, and what method that you have utilized in order to tackle all those challenges?
Personally, sir, I read about nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
See, we are now, most of us don't consume food for nutrients. We have the habit of drinking tea, coffee, so many things. We are basically addicted. So, consuming animal products is basically an addiction, whether it's eating meat, egg, dairy, whatever it is. So, for me, it was very easy. I transitioned overnight. It was hardly challenging. And if anyone face any challenge, I would repeat myself like, please think from the victim's perspective. The more time you take, there will be that much victims. So nutritionally, we are not dependent on animals to fulfill our nutrition requirements. So anyone looking to stop exploiting animals, stop consuming animal products, when you think about the victims, it's going to be very easy. And challenges as far as activism is concerned. See, in most places, we get positive response. Only in the online platform where people get this license to anonymously say what they want. Yeah, there'll be so much of abuses, so much of ridiculous things mentioned. But when on one-to-one conversation, some of this conversation I have recorded and put in our page as well. On one-to-one conversation, more people are more open-minded, right? So they are less like attacking and more open-minded when you meet them face to face. And I remember one incident when a group of Gaurakshaks were arguing with few activists because they didn't understand what you were talking about. The reason we are telling people not to consume milk is because it's leading to suffering. But
Mhm.
they took it in some other way. They actually care about cows. So they were attacking us thinking that we are doing something which is anti-national or something. Nothing like that. See, ahimsa is something which came from our nation. Right?
Right.
Artificially inseminating cows is not something our nation should be proud of. And we basically are one of the leading exporters of beef. So sometimes we get attacked like that Gaurav incident. Otherwise, mostly when we talk one to one, people are responding positively.
Okay. Okay, and here I'm also agree with this that there is no need to consume animals just for the diet and just for the taste thing, right? And like even there are many benefits if you are not consuming such things, then for sure it will improve your physical and mental health as well. So how has this veganism lifestyle affected your physical and mental health?
So before turning vegan, I used to be health conscious,
Mm-hmm.
and I turned vegan because I was 100% sure we are not dependent on animals to fulfill the nutrition requirements. Otherwise, I wouldn't have turned vegan because you don't need to sacrifice. So whoever is looking to turn vegan, there's no need to sacrifice. And as far as benefits are concerned, personally, I didn't face much. I didn't see much of a benefit, or nor my health affected in any way because I used to be health conscious before as well, and I realized we don't need to consume animal products. And benefits, when you talk about benefits, you have to talk about whole food plant-based diet. Because being a vegan, you can consume ice creams, which is made from plant-based milk. You can consume pizza, which is vegan. So the thing is, a pizza that is made of maida is vegan, can be vegan, but is still unhealthy. Same
Right.
with things made of sugar, deep fried things like French fries. All these things are vegan, but unhealthy. So it's not necessary that a diet of a vegan is healthy. If you are concerned about your health, be on a whole food plant-based diet. A whole food plant-based diet has many health benefits. And also one more thing, health takes a lot of discipline. It's not only about your diet, it's also about your genetics. It's also about the environment you live in. Like in a place like Delhi, where air gets polluted at times, that can have a toll on your health. And it's also about the physical activity, how much workout you do, things like that. So it's multifactorial. So it takes a lot of discipline. So if you want health benefits, you should be on a whole food plant-based diet. You should really plan your diet accordingly, according to your goals.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And like we mostly heard of, I would say the myth, right? There are some myth that for a nutritional need, the people are those who believe they are consuming animals just for the nutritional needs. So could you please break out this particular myth that there is no need to consume animals just for nutritional thing? Even there are many things that we can consume for a better nutritional diet. So could you please elaborate on this?
I'll keep it very simple, not a nutritionist or anything,
Mhm.
but Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest body of nutrition and diet professionals. It's their position that a well-planned plant-based diet is not only nutrition. I mean, it's not only provide adequate nutrients, but also good for all stages of life. So we are not dependent on animals to fulfill our nutrition requirements. And I see so many people commenting that where do you get your protein from? Protein is basically a chain of amino acids. Plants produce protein, and animals get their protein from plants. If we are killing animals to take protein, doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And vitamin B12 is one vitamin which we won't get from animals, plants, or fungus because we get it from certain microbes, certain bacteria. So there are so many people who are deficient in vitamin B12. Most of them are not vegans. So the reason we are not getting vitamin B12 is because of too much of sanitation. Earlier times, we used to drink water directly from the streams. So we used to get vitamin B12. So right now, we are not in a position to get vitamin B12 directly. We don't drink water directly from the streams. That's not the age we live in. So we have to take supplements. There's no other way. It's not produced by animals, it's not produced by fungus. So we have to take supplements.
Right. Okay. And let's say, what are some practical tips for someone who is new to this veganism, especially in terms of meal planning and grocery shopping? Because sometimes they might face this challenge. They are not in that particular area where they can easily find out the grocery which is providing vegan friendly things. So how what advice would you like to suggest them so that they can consume only the vegan friendly product?
See, these days there are so many alternatives available. But the first thing is alternatives are only for your taste. There are things like tofu, plant-based milk, vegan ice creams, and so many vegan chocolates even. There's so many plant-based alternatives are available, vegan curd also. But this is only for your taste. As far as nutrition is concerned, the normal food that you eat, like dal, chana, rajma, vegetables, fruits, lentils, legumes, all these things would suffice. So you don't have to check the ingredient of dal, chana, things like that because they're by default vegan. So
Right.
if you eat biscuits and all, make sure it doesn't have milk solids or honey. When honey is not vegan, these are exploited for taking honey. So only when you consume snacks, biscuit, things like that, you need to check, you need to verify. Otherwise, most things that you consume on a daily basis, rice, dal, they're all by default vegan. So if you have a habit of snacking, if you love chocolates and all, then please check the ingredients. That's when you need to check that there is no milk solid or there is no hidden ingredient that is derived from an animal.
Yeah. Okay. And let's say if someone is not so, like, there are many people who are not so aware of this thing, vegan lifestyle. They are not aware, right? Because of the lack of awareness nowadays. Like, there are many people like you and your group who are continuously making efforts in order to aware people about this vegan lifestyle. But still, let's say if someone is there who is completely not aware of this thing, so how we can raise awareness by, like, could you please suggest some resources such as books, documentaries, or website that can provide some valuable information about the veganism?
There is this documentary called Dominion. It's not an Indian documentary, but it
Mhm.
talks about speciesism, Dominion, Earthlings. These are documentaries you can watch. It's really very hard to watch. So once you watch these documentaries, and if you think it's very difficult to watch, just ask yourself, if it's not good for your eyes, how can it be good for your stomach? Right? Because most animals who kill and eat other animals, they don't pay others to do it. They themselves do it. They salivate when they see their prey, go and eat these animals. We don't like slaughterhouse videos. We don't like animals getting tortured, but still we pay for it. So Dominion will be one, Earthlings will be another, and there is a recent documentary called Maa Ka Doodh. So about milk, there are so many misconceptions. There is ahimsa milk available. It can be done in a humane way. It's impossible because the first step itself is wrong. We are impregnating someone against their will, whether it's artificial insemination or forceful mating, it's wrong. So busting all these myths regarding dairy industry, there is a documentary called Maa Ka Doodh. It's available in different languages, from Hindi, English, multiple languages. You just need to search in YouTube like Maa Ka Doodh. You'll find it.
Okay, thank you so much for listing down all these web series and all these documentaries. And even I recommend all my viewers to please go and check out these things so that you can understand what is exactly happening around the world, and you can get some idea like what is vegan lifestyle and why it is very essential for the society nowadays. So thank you once again for listing down the things. And like, although we have many topics that we can discuss in this particular podcast, but just because of the limited time, I would like to ask my last question to you, which is, how can people find vegan friendly product and restaurants in their area? Because let's say nowadays, like, it's a common habit there for those people like who are celebrating birthday or any event, so they usually go to the restaurant. So one thing you have already mentioned, that we can consume those things in which we are pretty much sure that yes, these are the things which is not consuming anything related to the animals and milk product, right? What other things or what other approach they can follow in order to find out the products and to make sure, because that is very important. Sometimes people are not sure whether it's a vegan friendly product or not. So what all tips would you like to share to figure out like which product is the perfect product for them? And let's same goes with the restaurants. So is there any specific identity through which we can identify, okay, this is the restaurant which is providing the good product and vegan friendly products?
As far as restaurants are concerned, unfortunately, there aren't many vegan restaurants across the country. But in metro cities, there are. In Delhi, there is a restaurant, Loving Hut. In Bangalore, there is Just to Be. So in vegan restaurant, yeah, you can order whatever you want. So it will be like, I mean, 100% vegan. But in most restaurants, there are vegan options. Most restaurants. You just had to mention, don't put butter, ghee, honey, or anything. That'll do. And as far as baking or, I mean, like ordering bakery, ordering a cake is concerned, it can be customized. You just need to tell them, even local bakers, that don't put milk or milk product, ghee or anything.
Mhm.
So it's possible. And there are so many vegan bakers also in Delhi. In Delhi. And even in Zomato, I'm not sure it's the vegan, how to say, the search option is available yet, but hopefully it will come soon.
Yeah. Okay. So we might see these changes and these like after this such type of awareness, the things will get changed by the time, and then the society will come up with some solutions to figure out these things.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, thank you so much, Amjor, for joining us today and for sharing all these information with us. And good wishes for you and DVAL Group.
Thank you so much.